Well, good morning, everybody. RV living with the geezer. And yeah, my buddy and I, there she is right there in the back seat. We're just out for a little ride. I'm just going to drive around this loop out here near the house. And I'm just trying to get her used to the truck a little bit. It's quite a while she went without me taking her, because just slow loading her and everything. But she's gotten a little stronger lately, I guess, and it's not really a problem at all. So I want to get her back used to riding in the truck. So we take that trip. You know, it's gonna be about 5 hours each day pulling the trailer back to West Texas. So it won't be too hard on her. I'll take a lot of pit stops. Cattle. Yeah, today, you know, finishing up being up here in Boyd, and I just want to maybe finish up a couple of those little old stories I've been telling off and on, you know. I don't know how popular they are, but yeah, I'll just tell you all a quick one. It's a fire department story. It's one of the calls we made, and just sort of how the Lord looks after you. And it was with the Leon Springs Fire Department out there, the one that I helped start, and it was a volunteer department. It's paid now, but I worked part-time out there after a while. When they got a little bit of money going, I'd work sometimes on my days off filling in. And but it was this story is going to be about my buddy RH. Here comes one of those oil trucks. They go to these, I believe they haul natural gas. They go to these natural gas wells out here. They're all over the place. And yeah, this story's about RH. And it was one of my days off from Castle Hills, and RH was a San Antonio fireman. I've told you about him before, and he just retired there at Leon Springs as the chief after 44 years. So this is way back, I don't even know when it was, in the early 1990s maybe. And we got a call at Leon Springs, and I don't remember if I responded, if I was off duty that day or if I was working down there. But it'd be very few firemen during the daytime, weekdays, because people had jobs, you know, and some jobs just wouldn't let you take off. There's that herd of, I'll interrupt myself for cattle, of course. There's that herd of longhorns. That's really something. He's got a bunch of them. Here's one up close. How about that? So we got this call, and it was we also had mutual aid agreements with the surrounding fire departments. And Chavano Park, we got a call one day from Chavano Park that they had a large house on fire and they needed help. So we responded, and we would usually take, like on mutual aid calls, we just take one truck with one crew of guys just to give them a hand. They're a small department too, and but they had some big homes in Chavano Park. I mean, a lot of money out there. And it was out off Northwest Military Drive on the other side of Camp Bullis from us. It was probably about a 20-mile trip over there, I guess. So anyway, to get to the story of the actual fire, we got over there, and there was this enormous house. It was just one story, but it had it's probably 5,000-6,000 square feet, and it had a Spanish tile roof, which is dreaded by firemen because the Spanish tile weighs so much that when a house catches fire and the support beams weaken, that Spanish tile can come down. So you have to be pretty careful making an interior attack on those. Well, here goes old RH and I, you know, and when we get there, they tell us that they needed another line in one part of the house or whatever. So we get our air packs on and head on in there. And him and I worked a lot of fires, and he called me CW, and he's RH, okay? So RH always said, he said, CW and I work so many fires together that we can just look at each other and know what the other one's thinking. And it was true. And I worked part-time with him on days off, doing all sorts of jobs to make ends meet, you know. So anyway, RH and I pulled this line into this house on fire. And it turned out that this house belonged to Doc Rivers, who was an NBA coach, a player, and I don't know if he was retired at that time, still playing, but he became a coach after he retired from playing basketball. He played for the Spurs for a while, and that's why he lived out there in Chavano Park and had this big house, and it caught fire. Don't know how it caught fire, but it was on fire. That's all I'll say about that. But anyway, we pull a line in there, and you know, we're keeping in mind the Spanish style roof and all that, and everything looked pretty good to me. And RH was on the nozzle, and I was behind him. I was backing him up, and we drug the line through several rooms and found some fire and fighting it and everything, and we were going to advance the line into this big game room. And RH just turned around and he looked at me, and we were just in the doorway of that game room, and it had a big vaulted ceiling in there. And RH turned around and just gave me one glance, and I knew what he meant. And he said, "Get the hell back, CW." And so the guy behind the nozzle man sort of, you know, pushed, sort of like dancing, sort of pushes and pulls. So I started pulling line immediately, because I knew as soon as he said that, we stepped back out of that doorway, that whole roof caved in right there. I mean, it was like tons of Spanish tile with roofing and just crashed. And so we drug the line on back out of the house and got our air packs off. And I said, "Dadgum, RH, good call." And he says, "Yeah." And he's a devout Catholic guy. He just looked up and said, "Yeah." Yep. I said, "How'd you see that coming?" And he said, "Something told me, just pull out now." And that was one of the closer calls that I've had. If we would have been 3 feet inside that doorway, I wouldn't be making this video right now. So yeah, the old geezer, there wouldn't have been a geezer or a RH. So anyway, RH, I don't know if you watch my channel, but you saved me on that one, buddy, because I didn't see it coming, to be honest with you. But yeah, I wanted to get that story in. Yeah, there were several that close calls, but that one right there was maybe the closest that I was aware of that we had. You know, there's probably some calls that we were real close and I'm not aware of. It's just the way the game of firefighting works. So yeah, say your prayers, guys, and I tell you, it helps. I pray every night that my family is healthy and safe, and that safety, it's pulled me out of a few of them. But all right, so that's that story, and I want to continue on with my shout outs now. I want to give ScottyHawaiiTV, just run it all together, and it's a capital S and the Hawaii is got a capital H, and the TV is capitalized at the end. ScottyHawaiiTV, and I'll leave a link. He lives over there on the islands, and he's got a dog named Royce, and he does some beautiful videos of the remote beaches over there. And the one video that he did do that wasn't a beach, and it really impressed me, was he went and did a video of the campus of the University of Hawaii at Honolulu. That's a neat little house. I like that. And it's how beautiful. What a beautiful campus. But yeah, he's a nice guy, and he takes hikes with Royce. Royce is like Blanca. She's getting up there. He's getting up there, and got little arthritis problems working. But Scotty's a great guy. Yeah, and I still remember, Scotty, I still remember those. He sent me a box of chocolate-covered macadamia nuts all the way from Hawaii. How about that? Yeah, thank you. Thank you again, Scotty. They didn't last long, and I did not share those with the family. I ate every one of them. All right, guys, long enough. Peace out. Stay blessed. Stay positive. And just throw out some acts of kindness every now and then, and look upstairs and thank the Lord. You know, He's watching out over you. Take it from the geezer. We'll be talking to you later. Adios.